No, I'm not gonna tell you now.
Why not?
Dude, it was like I was having a normal day, and like I've only slept like 6 hours in the past 2 days. So eventually, my body right now is all pissed at me, and it's just like, all right, we're gonna get you back for not sleeping, and it just ruined me. And that's why I was late right now.
What kind? What? This is a dump?
Yeah.
Well, what kind of ruined?
What kind of ruined?
Like spicy or?
No, not spicy. Thank God. I don't like the burning.
You mean not loose enough?
What? No. Definitely lose.
Ah, I see. Definitely lose.
Dude, it's cold up here too, man.
Where is it? Where are you?
I'm in Seattle, Washington. It's 62 degrees
Yeah, I've
outside.
been there. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, it was actually really nice. This morning it was all foggy. I was like, whoa, fog. And now it's just fucking cold.
Yeah. Is it snowing?
Yeah,
It's like 100 degrees over here.
I know, dude. I just left and I went on the plane without like a sweater and I was all cold when I arrived. It sucked.
Fucked up.
Are we live now?
We have been.
The song is still going.
Oh man, your connection
shit.
sucks ass. Ugh. Okay, what's up, internet? It's Thursday, and you're watching ATP Live. Rip is joining me from Seattle. He's live on the scene right now. Rip, how are things out there in Seattle?
It's pretty crazy. Let's take a tour of my room really quick.
Sure.
We come on down over here.
You better
We can
not
see my
fuck
bed.
up. If you disconnect, I'm gonna be pissed.
Look, check it out. This is my bed.
Nice. Looks
Right,
gross.
but
Wow, that's a
right
huge
next to the
fucking
bed. Boom.
Damn. So what the hell is the deal? Is that like the bathroom? Do you shit
No,
right
this-
near your bed?
No, dude. That's
Is there a
just the,
toilet next to that?
no, dude. The toilet and stuff is still over here. Wait, how
Why
do I
didn't they put the toilet near the bed? I mean, that seems more logical. What do you need
Yeah,
a jacuzzi
no.
by your bed for?
They're not too smart. But see, yeah, there's a toilet. Look at that. I just
could-
destroyed that one.
All I could see is your thumb, dumbass.
Oh, shit. It's okay. It was a mess anyway. You didn't want to see it.
Gross. You got to get
Okay,
a black
okay.
toilet, like Super Arcade. All right.
Yeah, it's cool up here, man. Very nice. Nice weather.
All right. Sounds cool.
man.
It's like 90 or 100 degrees here in SoCal. It sucks. But anyway, yeah, it's Thursday, and we got a ton of shit to talk about, internet. Last weekend was the reveal, the big reveal. Everyone's been waiting. And last week during the show is when the first glimpses of Tekken 7 footage came out. So during the show, you were getting like I don't know if you guys noticed that Rixta's down there. He couldn't make it. He said he was sick. So I just added a little Rixta picture on the bottom just so, because he's missed, you know. But anyway, you got the raw emotions out of us. I mean, we saw the footage. We were like, holy shit, he points, blah, blah, blah. But now that people have played it, they actually did their Nico stream. A lot of people have been analyzing footage, and there is a lot more to what we initially saw. For example, and we'll get into all this stuff in detail, I'm sure, but one of the examples is the initial impressions were this is TR Part 2 because there are no bounds. Bounds are gone. They only exist in the way that they do in TR, which could not be further from the truth. At this point, I'm counting 3 possibly bound types of moves in the game. Did Rip just fuck up his camera? Rip, are you gone? Rip's gone. I'm by myself. Anyway, internet. I'll try to continue while this shithead gets his internet sorted out. But, you know, we all thought that it was like, okay, it's going to be no bound. It's going to be, you know, just like TR. And I got to say, I was kind of a little bit disappointed because of how similar it looked to TR. What is this shithead doing? I mean, how fucking... He's got a jacuzzi in his room, and he doesn't have an internet connection? It really grinds my gears, internet. Anyway, it's thinking. Let's see if it's going to work. I think I hear him. Is that him? Is that Charles? Anyway.
It's
Oh!
fine, dude.
What? Did you say something?
Dude, I have no idea if it's working.
Okay. Just don't do anything. It's working
Okay.
right now. You, fuck! This kind of shit always happens. You know? This kind of shit always happens. He's like, yeah, I got internet. It's good to go.
Yeah,
Boom.
dude, totally good to go.
What were we even talking about?
We were talking about how it's Tekken Revolution Part 2.
I don't even remember what I was saying. Um,
TR times 2.
yeah, okay, so there's like 5 different types of bound. There's the corkscrew bound, which is like, I don't know what they're calling it. Do we have a name for that yet, Rip?
Tailspin?
Tailspin bound. There's King's down back 2,
Meat
which
spin?
gives him a meat spin. There's King's down back 2. There's Heihachi's down forward 1-2, and many other moves like that, like Dragunov's 4-3. They give you like this flip over at the wall, which gives you free stomps.
Wait. But
what-
that one, isn't that what the old bound moves do at the wall now?
Yeah, but it's a new property that
Right,
never worked
right.
before. So that's another kind of bound that you get to use at the wall. You know.
Yeah.
So you got that bound, and then isn't there another one? There's floor breaks, there's wall breaks, but there's another one that I'm missing, I think. There's old bound, I guess.
Right.
Mm,
That's all I've got. I've got old bound, tailspin, and then the new king one, and the wall flop.
I feel like I'm forgetting something, but anyway, so that we couldn't be further from the truth about that. And once people started learning how to do all the combos and shit, it really became clear that okay, this is not going to be as much like previous Tekken games as we had thought. So I mean, where do you want to start, Rip? I mean, should we just start with you did a lot of video editing and stuff involving the location test, and I feel like you probably watched a lot of the footage carefully. So I mean, what are your initial impressions of the game?
Well, I think it's still early, and the damage stuff needs to be adjusted. And I think they were really just testing for feedback, not just for the netcode, but also for the power crush moves and the rage arts.
Why do you not have a camera, by the way?
I think the camera's just going to drop the internet.
Oh,
I
so
think
it's just gonna be me looking at this arcade stick?
Okay, fine. Here, I'll turn it back on. You happy?
Just try it.
Are we good?
Ugh, gross. Turn it
Yeah.
off.
All right,
No, I'm
fine.
kidding. I'm kidding. Hey, you know
Fucking
that? Oh, all
bang.
right, fine. Fuck it. That's cool. You know that picture of you with Violet Chalon? That shit
Yeah.
is a classic. That is easily the funniest thing you've ever done, by
No.
far. Yeah,
Come on.
easily. In
Standing
fact,
69?
that's the only funny thing you've ever done. And standing 69ing is there's nothing funny about that. Okay,
No, dude, remember? I didn't know if I could hold you up.
I don't remember that. That
Yeah,
sounds
you do.
really gross,
Devastation.
though. I don't remember that. I must have been unconscious. Anyway, go on. You were saying
Yeah, I was saying, what the hell was I saying?
testing connectivity.
Right. And I think we're also testing the power crush moves and rage art moves.
I think you should turn this camera off.
It's scaring you?
No, because it's fucking up.
Oh, yeah, see? I told you, man.
Okay,
That's what I'm
okay,
doing.
okay. Try it out
Try what out?
without the camera on.
I turned the camera off. Do you still see me? Oh,
No, I don't see you. I mean,
not.
continue to have it off.
yes. I'm doing that. We're good.
Okay.
But yeah, I think that's what they were testing out. And my impression of the game, I mean, it still seems very similar to Tekken 6 and even Tekken Tag 2 as far as, if you played it solo mode. The main changes that I'm seeing other than Power Crush and Rage Arts are just, this new combo system. And it looks like the tailspin bounds might be a little bit more difficult to follow up with. It seems to knock people further away, and you really got to have your dash down, which to me is a better thing. I'd rather have that than have a simple, easy bound combo extension.
Okay, let me ask you this. Let's make this clear for everyone that's watching. So, in Tekken 6, we had a formula to combos. There was always the launcher, couple hits, the bound, and then a finisher. So, now, what are the ingredients to a combo in Tekken 7?
Okay, so you're going to have a launcher. You can choose to do a couple hits, or you can go straight into your tailspin move.
Okay.
And then you can do your ender after that. So the tailspin functions as a bound is that you put it in the middle of the combo still. So that part of the combo structure is the same. It fills into the exact same spot, basically, except it doesn't work at the wall.
But yeah, that's the thing I was going to say. So this new tailspin type of bound, it does not work at the wall. So the theory of saving your bound for the wall to do additional damage at the wall is kind of out the window at this point, right?
Right.
So that really could change a lot, right? Doesn't that kind of mean... I mean, there's no bound at the wall other than the new twin pistons looking shit.
Mm-hmm.
And that doesn't have a name yet, right?
I mean, so far we were just calling that the bound at the wall. I mean,
Spike, like wall spike bound or some shit, right?
whatever anyone wants to call it. Sure.
Okay. And then at that point, it seems like you at least get a stomp, right?
Yeah, that's what I've seen from most of the characters. I've seen Heihachi do a stomp. I've seen Kazuya do his stomp.
And
Even
Leo, I've seen
Horong.
that too.
Horong did like I think is it his forward forward four? I don't remember, but like it's like this overhead kick that's also
Yeah.
like a stomp.
Uh-huh.
So a lot of ground hitting moves
I think
basically.
that's forward 3, the ground hitting one that like a huge axe kick, right?
Right, exactly. But anyway, yeah, the point is it seems like you get a guaranteed grounded hit after you do that follow up bound at the wall.
Huh. And that bound follow up at the wall will also break floors, and there are a lot of breakable floors. There are stages with multiple tiers, so that could also be a factor when it comes to adjusting combos too. So it seems like the stage is a big factor when it comes to combos. It seems like you're not going to want to save your tailspin because you want to use it as part of your combo, I presume. I mean, it's kind of weird. It's kind of interesting how there's so many different things involved in so many different types of components now involved in a combo. I wonder if not doing a tailspin in your combo at all will like mean that is this an incomplete combo? Because if you don't do a bound in your combo, it's kind of like an incomplete, not a full juggle. But
Right.
I wonder if tailspin really adds that much more to the combo rather than, let's say, doing a wall carry and sacrificing your tailspin in the open ground for a wall splat, whatever it's called, spike bound at the wall into a stomp,
But right now you get both. So if you're
Right.
far from a wall, it makes the most sense to use the tailspin to get you closer to the wall.
Do we know if the tailspin wall splats? Jesus Christ. Tailspin wall splats. Got it.
I do not know.
Yeah, see, like down
think it
forward
does.
2-1 into the wall. I think it should wall splat.
I think it does.
So yeah, that's a definitely a weird component. So what do you think about the combo system? Do you think it's cool? Oh God, did you?
No, I'm here.
My camera broke.
Your camera, bro.
Yeah. Man, everything's falling
Oh
apart.
God, this show is awesome today.
This is an audio only show.
Damn, it's a real podcast. We're taking it back.
Yeah, we're taking it back to the old school. I am Tekken.com.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, while I fix it, tell me what you think. How do you think this combo system will affect the game in terms of high level?
In terms of high level, I think it's hard to say at the moment. I think that they're really testing out damage scaling, that kind of stuff still. And right now the craziest thing that they have in is that you basically can get 2 bounds out of a combo when you use floor break or balcony break or low parry. This is something they had removed in Tekken 6. So in Tekken 6, if you did a low parry, you got that bound look from the
Yeah,
low parry,
uh-huh.
but then you could still do a bound after that and continue the combo again.
In Tekken 6?
Yeah, Tekken 6.0.
Are you sure about that?
100% sure. And then they removed that you could do that in BR. And because I remember it was like really bad news. So anyways, that was removed. And that's why also in Tekken Tag 2, when you get a balcony break, you cannot do another bound move after that. You've already used that one bound up, right? So
Okay.
in this game, you could do a balcony break. They get into that bound state. You do your tailspin move, and then they're basically bound again. And then you can do your wall carry, whatever ender to get them to the wall after that. So I don't know if they plan to keep that in there. If they do, then balcony breaks are going to be really important. Wall or floor breaks are also going to be super important.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's a real interesting change. Also, it's going to make low parry very strong if they do that.
I think low parry should be strong, right? Do you agree with me?
I really don't know because at first in Tekken 6, I felt like a lot of people felt like it was too strong.
Low parry?
Because you could bound after it. Like anytime you got a low parry, you get a bound, you get him to the wall. You break the wall, you go downstairs. You know what I mean? Like it was like really crazy.
To be honest with you, I don't remember being able to do 2 bounds in a combo after a low parry because of the low parry.
Well, not 2 bounds. I mean, the low parry was a bound.
Right.
You know what I mean? And then you get your bound move after that.
Yeah, but I don't remember that.
In 6.0, not in Blue PR.
Man,
Yeah.
you're getting real choppy over there.
Okay, well, in 6.0, not BR.
Okay.
And, I mean, imagine this. Imagine on a floor break stage, you could low parry someone, bound them, get them to the floor, break the floor, you bound them again, technically. You know what I mean? and
Yeah.
then you got like your wall combo ender again. Like it was nuts.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of what's gonna happen in this one, right?
Yeah, unless they change it. And I feel like I feel like it's something that they're going to change because they already made that change in the past. If since they changed it in so 2 BR, they realized like this is a bad idea with floor breaks and everything. I assume that was what their assumption was. And so they took it out, and then they kept it out of Tekken Tag 2. They didn't let you do another bound after you did a balcony break.
That's true.
So I feel like that's just not intended, and I think now that they've added this new tailspin kind of bound, they just haven't coded it yet to count the same way as the other bound.
Really? So you think that the whole combo system will be altered?
I think like right now, like tailspin is going to be there. I just don't know that you'll be able to do the old bounds into tailspin.
Yeah. Huh. Well, I mean, just personally, I feel like things like low parry and things like chickening and stuff like that should give a really nice reward, because I think it's so counterintuitive to do something like chicken or do something like hold down forward into an incoming low, that I feel like the player should be rewarded for landing stuff like that. But you're right. If it's too big of a reward, I mean, that might be a slippery slope. But when I first heard about the idea of the tailspin, I was thinking that that's pretty cool. Like you could do a low parry and still do a nice combo off of it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think the problem comes when you also include the floor breaks or the balcony breaks after that. Like I think if it was just, low parry, you get your tailspin, you get your combo into wall, like I think I'm okay with that. But the fact that you could do like low parry, tailspin, break the floor after that, or better example, low parry, combo, tailspin, wall carry to the wall into floor break, another combo into wall. You know what I mean? Like that's crazy.
Isn't it possible to do multiple floor breaks in one combo?
I haven't seen that yet. I was looking at that stage and I thought that it was possible, and this Horang player looked like he did it, but he actually did one floor break, and then Oki reset. He got another launcher immediately and got the second floor break.
It wasn't actually part of the same combo.
Exactly.
Okay. Well, I figure, you put up a lot of footage of this. We might as well let them watch some of this. Your YouTube channel is Level Up Your Game, since your camera is broken and mine is all green right now. Did you see my camera? It turned on green because this thing's such a piece of shit.
Why did it do that?
I don't know. Too many flowers.
Wow.
But
Damn.
anyway, it's all green in here. Anyway, yeah, I mean, there's a lot of cool footage that came out from this location test, and it's pretty clear to me that everyone that's butthurt about things that are not looking the way they want them to, that stuff is obviously going to change. The music, I'm sure the characters are going to say stuff during the match. Even there's a lot of stuff that I think is going to change, definitely. And he did mention it's only 50%. So what are your thoughts on all the bitching we're seeing, Rip?
I think that the bitching is kind of crazy. I think a lot of people aren't used to having like a location test. I think we have a lot of newer players in the scene.
Yeah, maybe.
Which is shocking, but I feel like that's the case. Like they haven't been through this location test arcade release cycle.
Yeah.
And so they're like, what the hell? The game's supposed to be done now. We're seeing it, so why is it not complete? And most of these guys haven't even seen like the Tekken 6.0 to BR transition.
Right.
Or Tekken 5.0 to DR even, maybe. But
Yeah.
actually they did 5 because that was on PS2. Anyway, point is, I think that they're not used to this alpha period, I guess if you want to call it that, beta period, where the game just isn't complete and is still getting fleshed out.
Yeah, it's definitely not complete. That's for sure. And, there's a lot more to the whole tale to discuss. I mean, we discussed combos, but there's more to the system. I'll let you carry the conversation to whatever you want to talk about next. What part of the system do you think is valuable in terms of discussion right now?
Well, there was one thing that I totally did not know. Nobody knew it during the location test. It was only when Wonky translated Harada's chat session.
Yeah.
When he talked about Paul's rage art. And basically, you were talking previously about hoping that the characters had multiple rage arts. Mm-hmm. And what Harada said about this was that Paul's rage art specifically, he didn't mention any other characters, but before the last Death Fist hits, you can actually hold back to cancel out of it and then continue it with your own combo.
Yeah.
So that's crazy.
Go ahead. I'll let you go first.
No, I mean, it's just that's just that's crazy. I mean, so what we've been seeing, thinking like, oh, we're going to see the same thing over and over again.
Mm-hmm.
That's basically out the window if this stays in the game. And they may have just been testing it out, but like you said, no one found it. No one, because no one expected to. Like, you don't play
Yeah.
any of these other games and see like, oh yes, look, Ryu's got his fireball now, and then he's going to cancel it and do a combo. What? Like, no, he just does his fireball and he's done. But this would be an interesting twist on the supers and the ultras if they do go ahead with it, and I hope that they do.
Okay, so initially I saw the cinematics. I liked them. As you mentioned, the first thing I thought was I hope there are more. And in this day and age, there's definitely, to me, I was thinking that's not that weird of a hope, I mean, every game has multiple supers and it's kind of common, right? Then people start discovering that Kazuya can sacrifice his entire rage for turning into Devil, right? And it
Right.
takes away his rage and does not carry over into the next round. So when I saw that, when I heard that, I thought to myself, there must be something sick that he can do with Devil that's valuable, so valuable that it's worth sacrificing your rage and your whole comeback, right? So that made me think there is more to this location test and all these supers than we even know about. After that, Wonky does the translation and he talks about how you can cancel the super with Paul. I'm thinking there are probably even more things that you can do with your rage that we don't know about. Perhaps you can cancel your super by holding back, or maybe alter it in different ways by holding different directions or something like that. I really, really think that there's more to this tale because at this point, rage doesn't give you any bonus damage. So why is it there? It makes me think, like, why would they put this whole mechanic here where you get this flashing red bar if you can only do this one predictable thing with it? I suspect that there is more to this that we don't know about yet. I suspect maybe you'll be able to do something else with rage. Who knows what? I hate to say it, but what if there's like a combo breaker? Like, what if you're being juggled, you're in rage, and then you break out of the combo?
God.
I'm just saying there
Yeah,
is
it could happen.
there's definitely a possibility of using rage for multiple things. And that whole Devil transformation, taking it away and it not carrying over, is like a dead giveaway to me. Unless that's a bug and it can carry over. Like, they just haven't put that in the game yet, but maybe it carries over. But who
You
knows?
talking about carries over round to round?
Yeah. Devil's transformation will carry over into the next round, But I don't know. I mean, what are your thoughts on that, Rip? You think that there's potential here for multiple supers or uses?
I think there's definitely potential for multiple uses. I don't know that there is potential for multiple supers. And I know the game's early, but I feel like a lot of these supers were already slightly lacking. Like, so I would like to see him upgraded because like Law had size of like 2-1-2 into his legend kick,
Mm-hmm.
and I was like, that's it. Like, and like I want to see like his Corsica forward 1-2-1-2 whatever into size of 2-1-2 really fast, and then the legend kick. Like it seems like it's the exact same animations from the game. They're not even sped up or anything.
Yeah.
So it's not as flashy as they could be, and I think that's something that they should do in the future as well with these supers. I think that they do need to look flashier than they currently are.
Your
Oh my
camera
god.
just turned on.
Yeah, that was my finger.
That
Sorry.
would be funny if you were naked. Hilarious. That would
I was
be
thinking I should have did the show from the jacuzzi.
Oh my god, that would have been gross. Like Dumb
Hella
and Dumber
bubbles.
and shit.
Yeah, dude.
Okay.
But no, yeah, I do think that there's potential for other uses that we haven't seen yet. The Kazuya thing specifically is amazing. I think that it carrying over round to round would probably be overpowered if Devil's actually a really good transformation.
Right, but what I'm saying is, what if it's just the Devil from Tekken Tag 2? Maybe they didn't code it to carry over the way it does in Tekken Tag 2.
You know what? That would be really crazy if like Devil himself has a separate rage art, and you have to use one round just to get into Devil.
Right.
So that the second round you can use his super. That would be cool.
Yeah, but currently you don't, it doesn't carry over. So it's there's a lot to it. There's
Right.
a lot to, like right now we're looking at Dragunov Super, and much like everyone else's, there is a portion of it where they get launched in the air. So maybe the generic kind of alternate super will be that, once they're launched in the air, right here it was Oscar doing her back three during the super. Before she plays the guitar and hits you, maybe she could cancel the guitar and then, do a regular combo. Maybe that will be the second thing. I guess supers will become a launcher that has armor in it and has a cinematic, I guess, right?
Yeah, it definitely could be. And I mean, I'm just thinking about the combo potential out of that. Like, because you could start a combo, you could do your tailspin, go into your rage art, cancel the rage art into maybe a wall or a floor break or something,
Right.
and then I guess hopefully you're out of supers, otherwise you could do it again. Like,
Or what about if you hit a raw super and cancel it and then do a tailspin and then do a floor break and do
yeah,
all that shit afterwards? You know, I mean, there's a lot of potential if the supers are cancelable across the board. I mean, there's tons of potential that could alter the game in a huge way, which is exactly why people shouldn't be bitching because we don't even know anything about the game yet. These are a bunch of random Japanese nerds and they don't know yet. We're trying to figure it out, you know? So I'm amped up. Damn, did you see that after a floor break? Can you tech roll? He just charged an unblockable killing hawk or whatever the hell it is and hit after a floor break and the guy didn't tech roll after he did the bounce.
yeah, some people were saying that there was no tech roll at first, and I'm like, what the hell are you talking about?
Yeah, it's
You
not
know,
true. There's tech
right?
roll.
But then like also the floor break now bounces people really high up into
Yeah.
the air.
It's like a tag assault.
Yeah, it's a really good analogy.
It's like a tag assault with only one guy. You know, they bounce all the way in the air, kind of the way they do when Brian gets a counter hit back one. They bounce way in the air. It kind of looks unnatural because, I mean, dude, terminal velocity, right? You're both falling at the same speed, yet one of them, boom, pops in the air. I don't know. But okay, so now we've discussed the inclusion of the supers, which at this point, some of them are safe and some of them are unsafe. Of course, that's going to change. Damage is going to change as well. But the trend seems to be that once you activate the super, there's a super flash, and then you have some kind of armor for the rest of the move until it connects. I mean, and then there's the inclusion of armor moves. So what do you think about this whole idea of armor being in Tekken 7?
That's a touchy one for me. Like, 'cause personally, like when the crush system was introduced in Tekken 5, a lot of the older players, like I remember Shano specifically was like hating on it, and
Yeah,
or
a
maybe
lot of people.
yeah,
Orario, JOP. I mean, everyone was hating on the crush system.
right. And so then I was okay with it. Like it was my first Tekken I took competitively, so I was really trying to exploit whatever I needed to, right? So that was my new system. I was like, all right, let me learn how to use this thing, and it just high and low crush done. And then when moves started doing mid crush in the last couple games, I started getting really upset because
Yeah,
I was
me
like,
too.
dude,
Me too.
this is not what I learned. You know what I mean? I didn't sign up for this.
Mhm.
And now it's like, it's even worse. In a sense, because now it's like, well, now I have to go low to beat this move, or I have to throw him. And those things don't necessarily work against the rage arts. So that armor, I don't even know how you can beat that at this point.
Well, throw beats rage arts, doesn't it?
I don't know that.
Yeah, throws and lows. I think it was confirmed that all armor in every way in this game, whether it's an armor move or it's a super, will lose to a throw or a low.
I know that the power crush moves will definitely lose to lows and throws, but in the clip of Elisa hitting King with her super, King does a low kick and he gets hit with the super.
Yeah, but Elisa's flying.
Yeah, her leg is sliding on the floor and her chainsaw's high. So
I think that move, she has that move, doesn't she, in Tekken? The move that she does to start the super
right.
is a move
But
that she has. During that move, she's airborne, I think.
Well, so then hers you can't stop with the low.
Maybe.
So, anyway.
Well, if
so-
it's airborne, that means you can't stop it with a throw either, unless you're King.
Oh God.
And hers also
Anyway.
hers also travels across the screen and is safe. I think it's plus.
Yeah. But it's supposedly high, and Steve's is also high, by the way.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I wasn't
There's
aware
there's
of
a
it.
clip in there with Steve against Leo, and he does his, and Leo just ducks and just stays.
So
I
at this
think the Leo
point,
player wanted to see it happen, and then it whiffed. He's like, "Oh crap!"
he intentionally ducked to get hit. I don't know, but I mean, think about this, right?
Yeah.
So if it's a super that's high, right? I can see how it needs to have plus frames on block because there's a super flash. So during the super flash, I mean, you could see, okay, this moron did a super, let me duck. It's not going to be like Street Fighter where it's 0 frames and it takes no time after the flash to connect. So the people that are complaining about Elisa's being plus on block, I really don't think you don't know yet. You don't even know how it works. This stuff's all going to change. But I mean, that's how I feel about it. The armor thing, as far as it existing in the game and, liking it. I mean, I don't know. Did I let you finish your point, Rip?
I don't know. It was just that I don't like it because it's similar to the mid crush. because it gets to crush mids now, and I don't like mids getting crushed in Tekken.
Yeah.
And it's that this mind game of having the armor stuff has always screwed me up personally. Like when I play Tekken Revolution and people using invincible moves, it's just
Yeah.
my instincts are working against me essentially.
Well,
So
the thing is,
it's going to be interesting and it's going to take some adjusting. I just don't know if I like it.
yeah,
Uh-oh.
that's kind of how I feel too. I don't know if I like it. Definitely will take adjusting, but just in terms of theory fighting, in Tekken Revolutions, to me, the only part of invincible moves that are really like this is bullshit is at the end of the round, because an integral part of Tekken that has existed since as far as anyone can remember is that beautiful symphony that happens at the end of the round, where will he block low, will he low parry, or will he go mid? Even playing field, that clutch moment, right? And I feel like invincible moves and the existence of them really fucks with that kind of harmonious thing that Tekken has done over the years. I mean, the guy who has the biggest balls and pulls out the invincible move at the end is going to be the guy who breaks through the mid-low 50-50 at the end of a round. I never liked that. But in the Tekken 7, that really won't exist because the armor moves, you take damage when you do the armor move. So I mean, I guess it could exist in theory, but I don't know. It might not be that as big of a factor, at least at the end of the round, because they'll just die. You know?
I think currently they have too much rage activates too early. That's my opinion right now because like you said they would die, but you have to hit them pretty hard for them to die from it because rage activates enough where you'll hit them and they'll still be alive.
Let me put on your other video. You have two of these, right? Montages.
Hmm.
Let me try and find it. You really should do something about your YouTube layout,
It's in a playlist, bro. Tekken 7 playlist. It just was in order,
bro. Okay, here's this one.
bro.
Uh-oh. Let me mute it. Okay, so what the hell were we just talking about a second ago?
Around stuff.
Yeah, end
What
of
do
the
you rate
round
that
stuff. I just really think, that's the worst part of invincible moves. I mean, I knew they were going to make it in some way. This is better than invincible moves to me.
No, it's definitely a step in the right direction, but I think people would have preferred it not be there at all.
So you just think armor moves are whack?
I think specifically that armor outside of the rage arts is a little bit whack, yeah.
And
Like,
then,
I understand it for the rage arts, that
Mhm.
it adds to using the rage art, right?
yeah.
But in just the general gameplay, you have unlimited uses of this
Yeah.
armor. Yes, it takes up your health, but, dude, Lily's is a launcher.
Yeah, that's fucked up.
Right? And then other ones are safe. Now, Harada already has said that they're gonna relook at power crush moves and
Uh-oh.
reanalyze how they want them to work. So
Say that again. You cut out.
okay, so Harada's already said that they're like after this location test, they're going to be re-evaluating the power crush moves and to figure out how they want them to work.
Right. That's it?
So it's probably not in final form. What?
No, it's
I'm
just a
saying
big
that-
pause. Oh, God.
Well, because you said uh-oh, and I thought that like it was dropping. So I was
There's
gonna
no
keep
uh-oh.
talking.
Keep going.
Yeah, so I think that the way we're seeing him now, there's still a chance that maybe he won't even put him in the game. Like maybe it'll just be like a one-time per round thing, or like in just what we saw at the location test. Obviously, take it as just test footage.
Right. Man, one time per round really sounds crazy. Like every round you get one armor move. Use it how you like.
I would be better with that than having unlimited attempts at it.
That actually would be super sick. I think that would be super sick. If they just gave you one crush move during the round, you can use it, and once you use it, the opponent knows, all right, this shithead already used his crush move, and I no longer have to play that stupid Yomi lasagna game of will he or won't he crush through this shit. I mean, that could be cool. But the thing I was going to ask you is, you overall, it seems like you're not a big fan of the crush moves, but what about in the context of new players and bringing new fans into the series? I mean, don't you think that this could be something that could help a new player defend?
Oh yeah, I think this. It's funny, because I actually think that this is one of the best things they've done for new players because one of the biggest complaints people have when they're learning Tekken or they want to compete in Tekken is like, dude, there's like 100 characters and 10,000 moves, and it's like, well, I don't want to learn all that, so how am I going to deal with it? Oh, here's a move that goes through everything. Fantastic,
Yeah.
so in that sense, it really helps new players. But is it still Tekken at that point? I don't know. That's where I start feeling funny about it. And what I was thinking about, like if this goes through the way it currently goes through, I was thinking about, okay, how am I going to approach people who use this, especially at the end of round situations? Because the way I broke it down to myself when I was theory fighting it, I was thinking that if people are in rage mode, they should just go crazy with their power crush moves, especially if their power crush move is particularly good, like a launcher or it's a safe one.
Okay.
Like because they're probably going to survive it, and then they can go for the rage art, whatever, and they can help turn the tide of battle, whatever. So I was thinking if I want to really try to finish a round on someone, what I should be doing is doing my junkyard combo because it's mid-low, right? So that way it's going to absorb multiple hits. They'll absorb the mid, and then my low is also going to hit them and stop their power crush move and potentially kill them because I got 2 hits and not just the one. And then also lost 10 string, the down forward 1-3-2. Same concept, so I think anything that's mid-low or even high-low is going to be useful. So, there might still be some good strategies to come up with to stop these things from being like super crazy. And it just depends how they're implemented because I saw, I think, Katarina's one, and it looked like Asuka did a 2-hit string on her, and it absorbed both the hits and then it attacked. It just looked like it had such a long duration of armor that I felt like, okay, as long as I'm not that predictable or not using moves that are that open to being power crushed, I'll be okay. So, it might mean a lot more junkyards for me, which is going to get me low parried into double bound and wall splat floor break, who knows. But, so I don't know. It's the power crush move is definitely a sensitive topic for a lot of people, I think. And I think it's a lot of people have a bad taste in their mouth from Tekken Revolution.
Yeah, maybe that's true. It really does seem like one of the biggest complaints. Like the thing that most people are bitching about is armor moves. Especially, I guess there was a sequence where Paul was just abusing his over and over, and it's either plus on block or safe on block and maybe mid. I don't know. But, I don't know. I'm still really, really open-minded about the idea. Like you mentioned, maybe there are some ways to really punish it that could be, beneficial. Also, armor moves go through armor moves. So, I don't know. I mean...
And then they both take damage?
Are there any armor moves that are low yet? Or throws?
Not that I've seen.
Yeah, I don't know. That idea seems kind of crazy. So that was another addition to the game. Now, a third addition to the game, which I really love, but I don't know if I will in the future. This is one of those things where right now I'm loving it, but I could see myself getting so fucking pissed at this, is the slow motion at the end of the round. So
no way.
I love it too. I love it too, but only as a spectator. Because if it becomes like slow motion and then it doesn't kill, and then the other guy has an hour to realize, oh, this is what he did. It showed me in slow motion. Let me kill this motherfucker.
I'm pretty sure it's meant to be only on the killing blow. Like when the game knows somebody's going to die, that's when it's going to slow down.
Let's start from scratch. Explain to me what this new function is and if it has any name.
Okay, so at first I incorrectly described it as having both players needing to be in rage. It's not, because you can use your rage and still be alive with no health. Yeah. So it's when both players are low in health and the next hit is going to kill. That's when it enters a slow motion
It's
phase.
going to be a great finish. Like at the end of the round, it'll go great.
I think grade is only at 5% or lower when you win with 5% or lower. And I think rage might be higher than that, so I don't know if it has to be a great finish.
Okay. Go on.
Like, because, if we both had rage with, like, 15%, we're both doing dead fists, like, someone's going to die. And I think it'll go slow motion.
But it's not linked to rage, I thought.
Does that make sense?
I thought it wasn't linked to rage.
I think rage might be, like, the limit of where it starts, where it will go slow motion if someone's going to die. Rage is, like, the upper limit, I think.
Wow, I just watched in the video you put up, it did slow motion with the first hit of a super. And then the super hit. And it killed. That was crazy.
Yeah, and I think that was because, damn.
The super's going to kill.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Okay, so this slow motion happens to show like this is going to be the final hit. Both players are low on life. It's supposed to be dramatic. Aesthetically, right. I love it. I mean, to me, it's even doper than the supers, except for Kings. But to me, it's even doper than the supers. It looks so cool at that moment. Charles, he fucking doesn't even give a shit about anything, right? And he's watching, and when that happened, he's like, dude! It's like it really, I think, will make people who don't give a shit interested in the clutch, and that's really great for the spectator. So I'm excited about that aspect of it. But as a player, I hope it works correctly, because this is the type of thing that if it doesn't, it'll really piss you off.
Yeah, I mean, even if they don't get it right in this game, I think they should keep it in anyway and just keep working on it until they get it right in Tekken 8 or whatever.
Yeah,
yeah. It's a step in the right direction for sure. I mean, I'm just imagining as a player how it must feel because we haven't experienced that yet.
Right.
I'm just thinking like, oh shit, did I hit him first? Like, God, I hope I did. Like, who knows?
Or what happens to your input? Like back two, right? You did back two with Law, and then it slows down. If you push 3 during the slowdown, will that 3 ever come out? How does that work?
I think it's only going to slow down because the back 2 is either going to kill them or I'm going to die before I get to do anything else.
But wasn't there an instance where there was a slowdown for one guy, it whiffed, then there was a slowdown for the next?
I'm pretty sure that was a bug. Are you talking about the Heihachi Lars one?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that was a bug.
Okay, so in that case, the game fucked up and thought the move was going to kill, but it didn't.
Right.
It looked awesome that way.
It did.
So it's kind of like you want it to not be a bug, but I don't know. It's hard to say.
There was another case with, I think it was Law and Heihachi. Maybe Heihachi's just fucked up. But there was a Law Heihachi one where it was like triple slowdown. I don't know what happened. Yeah. I feel like I really don't even know what happened. I tried watching it and repeatedly because like the cameraman switches like 3 times. I feel like he's like, oh shit, who's gonna hit? Who's gonna hit? And he was, and then like somebody else died. I was like, okay, fantastic.
Yeah, I don't know. They're watching this stuff reminds me that it looks like the combo gravity is less. I watched people, I think it was the main man or someone pointed out that Kazuya player was doing a combo that's really, really hard to do with Kazuya, but he was doing it like nothing. So that made him suspect that the gravity has been changed in this game to make some combos that were very, very hard to do before much easier.
Yeah, I agree with that 100%.
Yeah. And
as soon as I saw King's Hop Kick, I was like, dude, look how high they are. Like, that looks way higher than usual.
It could be, yeah. Maybe just gravity bodies float more. Just a little bit more. Or maybe they stay closer or something.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's something is different about it. Because to me, it looks like visually, especially off King's Hop Kick, I noticed it. Where it looks like they are much higher than they used to be. And I asked Kane if he noticed it, and he said he didn't notice. So he's usually the guy who picks up on stuff like that. But then again, he was also complaining about fucking Steve's Rage Art doing too much damage. So I don't know.
Yeah, he's a nerd. He doesn't understand. There's a lot of stuff. On the second day of footage, I don't know if the computers were overheating or what, but it seemed like way more slowdown, unwanted slowdown. During the game.
I'm pretty sure it's on that stage, the multi-floor break stage. I think that's the one that had a ton of slowdown.
It could be, but I mean, it's just a testament as to how incomplete the game is.
Yeah.
The game's slowing down all day. The sparks are giving it problems. I mean, it's still so early. But man, these new Dragunov combos look sick. I'm so happy I'm never going to have to do forward 2 for a bound again. Fuck that move. I'm so tired of dropping that combo. I'm so excited about this new game. This game's going to be tight.
What if you have to use that for your wall bound?
I will use something else. I don't care. Fuck that move. That move could go fuck itself.
But yeah, the slow motion we talked about, end around one is one thing. The one.
Whoa, you're breaking up.
Are saying it's slow motion. I don't know if it actually slows down or not. Okay, well, can you? Do I sound good?
You sound perfect.
Do I sound above average?
Above average.
It's the people are saying that during counter hits, it also slows down. I know there's a big spark, so I was suspecting that maybe it was just frame rate slowdown, not actual game slowdown. So I don't know which one it is, but I don't think like whatever I saw, it wasn't like dramatic enough where I thought it would really affect people. But Kane brought an example. Kazuya players have done counter hit down 4-2 electric with the same timing since Tekken Tag 1. So, like for them to have relearned that would really suck.
Whatever. They could go fuck themselves for them to have to relearn that. Or get the fuck out of here. It's a new game. I was hoping that legacy skill would be minimal in Tekken 7. But it looks like it's fucking Tekken. Good Tekken players are going to be good in Tekken 7.
And that's another thing I want to talk about because like so many people are like, oh fuck, this is not Tekken, a Street Fighter now. I'm like, motherfucker, this game is hella Tekken. Like, look at it. It's Tekken with a couple other things, but it's fucking Tekken.
Dude, backdashing at first. Remember when we saw Ling's backdash last week? We were like, oh god. Then this Kazuya player came out and he's just zipping around like crazy, shuts everyone up for talking shit. I mean, it's really like, it looks a lot more like Tekken than I thought. Maybe part of it is that the characters all are wearing the same old shit, but it looks just like Tekken, man. I can't believe that they didn't go in a drastic direction, and everyone's still bitching like they did.
Yeah,
it's so
it's
weird.
ridiculous. But going back to the slow motion stuff, the counter hit one is one thing. Yeah, and I was thinking if the counter hit one does have a tiny bit of slowdown with the big spark, I think that's good for new players. I think
Sure.
new players be like, oh look, I did something. Why the hell did it slow down? Oh shit, that's a counter hit. Cool, now I know.
Yeah.
So
Also easier to hit confirm.
that could be, and dude, ways you're right. And so I mean, like Steve's back one, it looks amazing now because it also zooms in on the counter hits.
Yes.
So that shit is awesome. I love that. But the other time that there's slowdown, which I also again don't know if it's frame rate related, but it's when trades happen. And now there's like this gigantic spark when trades happen. It's like the biggest spark in the game. Have you seen that yet?
I haven't seen that yet, but is it actually its own spark, or is it both characters hitting their moves at the same time? So 2 sparks at the same time.
I mean, I think it's its own spark because it's literally like a white spark that covers like the entire fucking screen.
Really?
Yeah, it's gigantic. I'm trying to think of what video. I put it in like the latest video. I put 2 back to back. But anyway, there's one example where a Steve player trades with the Fang, and the Steve player's move launched the Fang in the air. So he was definitely going to get the win out of that trade. But the spark happened, and so both players like, oh shit, something happened, and then the Steve player's like, oh shit, I see him, he's whipped, I'm gonna get this combo now. So
damn, he couldn't even see him.
Dude, I mean, like, it was those sparks are the biggest in the game. Like, I think if anything, those are by far, they look just like when the rage arts KO someone and the entire screen goes like white.
Yeah,
it looks almost like that.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't even think I've seen that yet.
No, yeah, it's crazy.
Okay.
Crazy good.
What about you made a video talking about some of the shit that Wonky translated on the website, and you had some interesting points. But did you know that the part about the budget, Wonky amended it?
Right. Yeah, I actually made the video yesterday morning before I flew up here, and I didn't get it encoded and uploaded until today.
Okay.
So I've been like out of the loop, so I didn't realize that. But yeah, I mean, people told me about that. And I did put an annotation on the video. I left a bunch of comments to everyone that replied. So I think everyone understands now. Okay. But, it's not like I was the only person that Eventups published that shit. They're way more popular than me. So,
yeah.
Go talk to them. But yeah, essentially, for those of you guys who don't know, the original mistranslation was that Tekken 7's budget is 1/4 of the Tekken 5 budget. And that is 100% incorrect. It's like, I guess it's already like 4 times the budget of Tekken 5. And that's why, like, I think that he's using that as justification for why they cannot do more costumes for the characters because they're already spending so much money on the game.
So they mistranslated 1/4 and 4 times?
It's wonky, man.
Okay, well, he amended it, and that was fixed. For those of you who don't know, I don't think Wonky speaks any Japanese either. So
yeah,
this guy's out of control. He's a hero. He's a hero, man. Okay, so that was amended. We don't have to worry about any budget problems, right? But did they say, or have they talked about anything about costumes? Because I have to say that is a complaint that I agree with. A lot of people are like, wow, we're watching the same old outfits. What do you think? I mean, do you think they'll add official Player 1, Player 2 costumes other than the customizables?
I really, really want it, and I don't think they're doing it.
Really?
Yeah. I think that he wouldn't have said what he said about, the budget than the costumes if they were planning to do more of them. And I think the fact that they showed us Kazuya with one new one is kind of like, oh look, let's not make them get too pissed, like.
No way. You think they're only gonna give Kazuya a new one?
No, I'm saying I'm saying that there probably will be a couple, but it's not gonna be for the whole cast at all.
Wait a minute.
I think it's gonna be for like.
Okay, go ahead.
I think it's gonna be for like maybe 5 to 10% of the cast. We'll get new stuff.
But does Kazuya have his white pants outfit?
I don't even know what that is. Oh, the one from Tekken 6 Tag?
Yeah.
I don't know if he has that.
Because on the Banner Pass, he's wearing that outfit.
Yeah, but that's just a Banner Pass.
Yeah, but it's a Banner Pass. It shows the fucking character art. He can't be in one outfit in the character art.
Dude, come on, man. There's Banner Passes that have Lily and Asuka holding each other's tits. Come on.
Well, that's true, and
It's a banner pass.
yeah, but I mean, it's not just a banner pass; it's the character art, right? In the
On
game.
the character select screen, right?
Yeah,
And usually I think that does carry over to the game. Yeah.
right. So I mean, even though the grabbing each other's tits thing got scrapped at the cutting room floor, I'm thinking at least the shit that's in the game's character select screen will be in. I'm thinking they put the trench coat outfit in to show people how sick this new engine can be. There must be
Also,
2P outfits.
No, there's definitely going to be some 2P outfits for
Yeah.
sure, because they announced at Comic-Con that they had all those guest artists coming
Man,
to
you're
make
breaking up like
costumes
crazy.
for the characters before the console release this time.
Hold on a
And,
second and fix your mic.
Is my mic okay?
I don't know what it is, but you're chopping up. Here, start over from scratch.
Oh, all right. How's this?
Much better.
Okay. I hope it is. Damn it. They announced at Comic-Con
Mhm.
that they were having a bunch of guest artists come in to make some new 3P outfits, is what we would call them in Tekken 5, for the characters. And instead of waiting for the console release, they were going to have these from the start for the arcades. So there's definitely going to be at least a second outfit for a lot of the characters from these guest artists.
Yeah, I mean that's definitely something they announced. So we can we don't even know. Maybe the Kazuya trench coat outfit is designed by one of the guest artists. We don't even know those details. But
Yeah,
I
and
mean,
I don't remember how many guest artists. I want to say 5 or 6. So whether they're doing 1 or 2 each, you know what I mean? I don't know, but it's still going to be about a third of the cast at the most for that.
I don't know. I would like
see.
to see every character have at least 2 official costumes. And for like, let's say Christy, maybe one of her costumes could be Eddie, like it was in whatever previous Tekken it used to be. These types of things, I think, they worked in the past. They look really good, and because usually tournaments don't allow customizable stuff, it really would be better if the players could select an outfit and just it'll be more appealing to the eye rather than looking at these same old costumes. And to be honest, their new character designs, like Katarina and Maxwell, both of them are wearing like clothes that are, they're unique looking, right? But then you look at the rest of the cast and they're still wearing the shit from Tekken 3, and it's kind of like they don't even belong in the same world. Like, why is this clown wearing this outfit? He looks like a fool, So I don't know. I mean, I just really, really hope that the costume thing gets sorted out. That was something that everyone complained about in Tag 2. And, the outfits that we got on console are gross. They were banned at Strong Style. They were fucking banned. Those gross-ass outfits with boxing gloves and gym shorts and shit, banned.
And, and just because, in case people aren't sure about this or don't know about this, they were banned from Strong Style because if both people picked them, they looked exactly the same. Like, they didn't swap colors and shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there was more reasons too. The third player outfits for some characters have unique moves. Hitting rockets for Elisa? What the fuck is that all about?
That was tight.
That's whack. And then Julia puts you in a garbage can?
Trash can?
That should not exist. Fuck that. That's retarded. So
But
yeah,
the most important reason they were banned is because they were ugly.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
all.
Well, that sounds all right to me. I really want them to be back. I really want that. I want 2P outfits to be back, or even 3P outfits, because I'm not personally a huge fan of customizables, and they're not even allowed in tournaments. So bring back good costumes, creative.
You know what would be really funny?
What?
If they made a 2P outfit for every character that was new for that character, but they also kept the 1P outfit as their old outfit or whatever, and just look at the stats of what outfit people used. You know what I mean? Like, I think if they did that, everyone would pick the new outfits unless they were really ugly,
Yeah, I mean, new outfits is just a great idea, I mean, especially if you look back at the history of Tekken, they've had some really incredible, like, ideas. King with long hair coming out of his mask and wearing that ranchero outfit was so sick. And like, or King wearing the necktie in a business outfit, or Horang with his military hair, or Paul with his hair down, and his shit tied around his waist. I mean, that kind of stuff is really like, they've already done it before. Just bring it back. Everyone will love you. That shit's tight. Or Heihachi wearing his underwear or whatever, the diaper.
Underwear?
Yeah. Why not? I really think.
Before was the best for outfits.
Yeah, Tekken 4 had some wild outfits, and this is like the Tekken 4 of this generation. So let's get some wild outfits. Like anything new, anything that'll just throw like just a curveball at the fans. Yoshi's gonna look sick. Let's just make everyone look sick. Get some good ideas out there. I feel like I don't know, character development skills right now for me, I'm a little concerned. Maxwell looks really sick in terms of while he's fighting, but the way he looks is really whack. I mean,
Yeah.
what's up with the white shoes? What's up with the maxi haircut and jacket? And then Katarina, I've already said that I'm really not happy about that character. I mean, you could have asked any fucking nerd on the whole internet to do a Google search for Jennifer Lawrence, put some sunglasses on that shit, and some low-rise and some fucking tattoos, and bing bang boom, Katarina City. I don't like that. I'm not happy about the design so far. But we haven't seen the final product from the Arab character yet. And I'm really
or
hopeful.
if there will even be one.
They can't not put an Arab character in. That would
Dude,
be like the biggest fuck you.
Well, when they announced it, they said they were putting it out there just to get feedback to see whether they should even do it.
Yeah, but there's no way they're not going to do it.
Look, I'm saying that's what they said, man. They might not do it. I'm just saying, let's not tell everyone that they're going to do it for sure. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a chance they won't. That's all.
Well, there's a
saying.
chance they won't do anything. I mean, but at this point, they made such a huge stink about this Arab character that if they don't put it in, it's going to be like a fucking jihad over here. Everyone's going to be pissed, So I want the Arab character
Jesus.
in. I'm amped up. In fact, I really want to play that character. I'm interested in that character.
He looks like freaking Maxwell, dude.
He doesn't look like Maxwell.
He's going to look like Maxwell.
What makes you say that?
Dude, when he comes out finally, maybe he will. He looks kind of like Maxwell already.
He's going to have a giant beard. He's going to look like the Love Charger. It's going to be sick. I'm telling you.
He didn't have a giant beard.
Yeah, but I sent them an email. I told them what's up. You can't. You got to have a beard.
Oh.
You got to do it.
Okay.
Anyway, okay, so what are we thinking about new characters at this point? Because on the topic, I'm thinking they're going to put a lot of new characters in. And I'm thinking they're going to scrap.
That they are.
And I'm thinking they're going to scrap a lot of characters. So on the topic of scrapping characters, it has been shown that King has Marduk's forward 2, down 1, 2, I think. He also has Armor King's down 3 pedal kick. So can
Armor King's forward 2.
Yeah, Armor King's forward 2-1 for wall carry. Though I don't know if it functions the same way standing as it does for wall carry. But what are we thinking? Are we thinking is that enough of a hint that maybe Marduk and Armor King are not in? What do you think?
I think so.
So you think so? You think that's enough of a hint? You don't need the Hardy Boys to solve this one. Marduk and Armor King are out.
If you're gonna have a roster cut that's significant, right? I mean, they're talking about cutting maybe 25% from Tekken 6.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of characters are gonna have to go, and if you're gonna keep them in, why would you duplicate their moves to another character?
Precisely right. That's what I'm thinking. That's precisely what I'm thinking.
Especially in a game like Tekken, where each character has too many moves and you can cut out moves from them anyway.
Right.
Why are you just adding in characters' moves or from other characters? It becomes even more unnecessary in that case.
Most certainly. I totally agree with you. Whoever put the room in subscriber mode, cut that shit out, please. Anyway, what the hell was I going to say? Oh, yeah, and historically, so if you look back at Tekken Tag 1, Armor King had moves like back 3 and crouch dash 1, like that lariat move, right? And then he was scrapped in Tekken 4. There was no Armor King in Tekken 4, but King got both of those moves. These moves became King's moves. And now that Armor King is back, they share those moves. King now does a lariat with forward 1+2, but the animation is very similar to Armor King's. And his back 3 remains. So this is something historically that they have done. And now I think that it's something they're going to do again. So I don't know. I agree with you. It's a good sign. It's definitely a good sign that they're going to probably get rid of these characters. Now, on that topic, what other characters do you suspect are, on the chopping block? Who's looking ugly in your mind?
I think Anna.
Yeah, I think Anna too. Go ahead. Why?
No, just because, Anna and Nina, people associate them together.
Yeah.
And if you can't take out both of them, you're really going to piss everyone off. And if you're going to leave one of them in, it's going to be Nina. So
yeah,
that's why I think that, and same thing, that they're similar enough They're not that similar actually anymore. But I was gonna say they're similar enough to Law and Forest Law, Martial and Forest, but no, Martial
No.
and Forest are way closer.
Yeah.
But yeah, Anne is one I suspect. The other one that was kind of interesting. People were saying that Claudio's hopkick looking thing looks kind of like Lay's forward 3.
It does not at all.
It does not at all, but I could see what they're coming from a little bit. And I was like, ooh, maybe Lay's getting cut. He's too complicated for new players. And Harada said in that chat thing that he doesn't want the game to be too intimidating or too stressful for new players. So maybe
Yeah.
Lay's intimidating.
I don't think so.
Damn, that could really be the case. I just said that off the cuff. Maybe.
I think you're totally wrong. It's not going to be the case. I think that
Guys, I'm sorry.
Maxwell's up 4 or whatever it is, up forward 4. It looks exactly like Genocide Cutter from Rugal in King of Fighters. And the more I look at Maxwell, and this is the reason why I'm interested in the character, is the more he looks like fucking King of Fighters Rugal. Like, he really does stand up straight. He looks like he's holding some shit in his hand. I mean, he looks like Rugal to me, and he has Genocide Cutter. And then someone sent me on the Twitter a video of Clark in King of Fighters doing a super, and it looks just like King's super in Tekken 7. He picks him up on their shoulder, he points, and then he does a running fucking slam. I mean, this doesn't sound like a terrible idea to me. Why not look at what's already been done historically? I mean, we have, Mortal Kombat 10's coming out, right? And they're creating new characters, and they have one of them called Ferratora or whatever, and that's kind of, everyone is saying, that looks a lot like Chang and Choi. So maybe this is an idea. Maybe they're looking back historically and seeing what characters exist. What do they do? What do we like? Let's make new characters and be inspired by old characters. That sounds like a good idea to me. I really, really like the way Maxwell looks while he's fighting. I just hate the way he looks while he's standing there,
Yeah.
Also, there's another thing that I didn't mention about the whole rage thing, but Maxwell has some kind of feature where he charges up this flame in his hand. Do you know anything about that?
But also, like Harada said, that internally, Claudio Maxwell is really strong, and that people still don't know a lot about him, from the location test.
Yeah.
But they plan on telling more about him soon, and that in development they're trying to make a character to fight Devil.
Huh.
And, yeah. So Claudio and his magic hands is supposed to be a character to fight Devil.
Well, that sounds like he's going to be the new Lars and shit. But,
Yeah.
one thing that I have to say went through my mind when I was thinking about Claudio and the whole idea of rage and supers is what I did notice about this fire in his hand is he gets access to a move. It's a low-hitting hand swipe, and that takes the fire away. Now, what if when you have the fire and you get rage, you get some kind of new super or some kind of new, idea or concept that you can use with rage? I really think that the whole idea of rage is unexplored right now, especially after Harada confirmed that you can alter your super mid-animation and continue the combo instead of finishing the cinematic. I really think that there's more to rage, or at least I really hope there's more to rage.
Go back. Sorry, go ahead, finish.
No, that's all I was going to say. Go back where?
I was saying, go back to TGS when Michael Murray actually said that at the location test, there's going to be this character. He's got a 2D mechanic, right?
Yeah.
Something, that's essentially what he said. I'm paraphrasing. But, I was thinking it was going to be Kazumi because everyone saw Maxwell and they were like, oh, yo, this guy doesn't really look like he has any 2D mechanics.
Yeah.
And so now we also know that we don't know everything about the character. So it is Claudio because it wasn't Katarina, obviously. So what is the 2D mechanic that he has?
Well, think about the different 2D mechanics that aren't in Tekken. There's the idea of charge moves, holding not only with the arcade stick, but with the buttons too. So charging back and then pushing a direction to release your move, that's a potential. Holding down a button like Balrog's turnaround punch and then releasing it to unleash a move, that's another potential thing. I mean, are there other 2D classic mechanics that we're forgetting about here? Did you lose connection or what?
Yeah, I dropped off a little bit.
Okay. Did you hear what I said?
Most of it, yeah.
So what
2D
2D mechanics are we missing? Charge moves, what else could it be?
Jump cancel?
Jump cancel?
Dude, who knows? Why would people be trying to jump in the location test?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm guessing it's something like charge moves. I'm guessing it's something like Mega Man's Buster, where like the flame, you can do something and charge it up and it gets bigger or something like that. That's my guess. But I don't know. You're right. The interesting thing is no one even accidentally held a direction during a super and accidentally revealed that there's this alternate way to do supers in this game, you know? So there could be a lot. There could be a lot to this tale.
Yep.
Is there anything more in that translation that you want to talk about?
Just in general, Harada was talking about, the core Tekken fans and how they are easy to please. And he wants more feedback from people who don't play Tekken. Because if he just hears feedback from players who like the game, that's not really helpful to them. Because and if you look at it, Tekken scene is obviously shrinking, sales are shrinking. So if you keep listening to just those people, the game's just going to continue to go in that direction. Yeah. So get your friends to tell them why they don't like Tekken, basically.
Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, what's wrong with Tekken? If you guys are interested in Tekken 7, but you have gripes about the Tekken series, I'm talking about the people that don't play Tekken. Because right now, I feel like the people that do play Tekken are all acting like fools. Like, really treating this location test like it's the final product, bitching about things that are just really like, are you really going to make a comment about that? It's a location test at 50%, and you're going to complain about that? I mean, you're a bitch, So I really am not happy about the way, just in general, people are handling a location test. Like you said, it could be because they don't even know what a location test is. Maybe they're thinking like, oh, shit, this shit might be coming out next month and it's done. It's totally not the case. There were even people in my chat earlier today saying, oh, it's not 50%. I know because I'm in game development. There's no way it's 50. I'm like, dude, 50% could include all kinds of balancing things too. Balance is very, very important, and it's like the last thing you do. So 50% sounds reasonable considering we've only seen 18 characters out of a potentially 35 or more character roster, and we don't even know all the functionality of everything in the game. I mean, there's no way you could criticize it negatively for some of the things that you're really criticizing. That's one thing that's been chapping my hide personally.
Right, and just going off all this, like the 50% thing, they already said from the translation that this build that was at the location test is 2 months old. So the game is already 2 months further in development than what you've seen already. So when he said 50%, maybe it is at 75% or whatever now, but what we saw was at 50%.
Yeah, exactly.
Also, the character roster, they said was going to be mid-30s. We saw 18. That's, mathematically, that's about 50%.
Yeah,
so,
approximately, yeah.
Yeah, so, it could really be about 50% at that point.
Right.
So, we'll see how things play out. There's a lot that could change. And this is really the time when you guys should really speak clearly and explain to Harada why you like things or what you don't like about what you saw at the location test.
Yeah, good support for your claim. Don't be an asshole. Did
you see the Marduk one?
What Marduk one?
Some guy tweeted at Harada like, hey man, fuck you for taking taking Marduk out of the game. I fucking hate you. I'm not gonna play Tekken 7. And Harada responded like, what the F, man? Like, did I say the roster's finalized? No. It's a location test.
You know what he should have responded with? You know what? Marduk was in the game until you tweeted me that, and now he's fucking dead. Fuck you. That's what he should have done. Man, these guys are such idiots. I'm telling you. These guys are such idiots. It's crazy. I mean, It's really crazy. And it really is a part of the challenge that is ahead of them for developing this game. It's like they are going to get this kind of feedback no matter what. And what's going to be even worse? The feedback that Ed Boon gets from MK players. Because MK players, they're on the next level, They make rap music about their game. They're so passionate about their shit. So those guys, I mean, it's an aspect of game development, especially when you have a huge fan base and everyone really is connected to their characters. The thing that I read in that translation that Wonky put up, where Harada said that Tekken players are not necessarily emotionally attached to their characters, I thought that was kind of weird. What do you think about that statement?
That was kind of weird too. I was like, yo, I don't know about that, man. I've been lost since Tekken 1. It's been about 20 something years.
It's
I'm kind of attached.
Yeah, it doesn't really make sense to me. I mean, one of the biggest problems with Tekken Tag 2 was everyone's attached to one character and nobody wants to learn two characters. The reason
that might have just been
go ahead.
Translation.
Yeah, it could be a translation thing, but it just doesn't seem like something that he would say, or maybe it was translated incorrectly, because I totally disagree. In fact, I think people are more attached to their character in Tekken because it takes so long to really master a character in this game that it really takes like hardcore dedication to one character to really learn all the ins and outs. So
When I
go ahead, go ahead.
no, you go ahead and finish first.
I was just gonna say that, I really think that that's totally bogus. Like, everyone's attached to their character. Everyone's gonna be butthurt if they're not in. So I don't know. Go ahead.
Yeah, and when I read that section, because when I was looking at the chat transcript, I was really looking at it in sections of what he was talking about.
Right.
And that section specifically, I felt like he was talking that his main point was that Tekken players aren't like attached to the game as a whole. Like it's not like a game that they stand up for and say like yo man, you don't like Tekken, fuck you, get out of here. That I think that's what he's getting at. Like Tekken players, they'll play Tekken, but then they're gonna they're just gonna ban and play whatever else comes along too. They're not totally committed 100%. Like they're not just Frame James.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know. I mean, maybe he's basing that off of people like you and I. I mean, when something new comes out, we play it.
Yeah, I mean it's because our Tekken scene is so small now though. But I
Yeah.
mean back in the day when it was bigger, like I wasn't playing all these other games.
That's true. I mean, I was, but
No, yeah, I mean, I was playing them. Like I just wasn't playing them a lot. Like Tekken was the game I committed all my time to. Like I played Third Strike in the arcade, but I was like, oh, yeah, it's fun. But I'm gonna play Tekken 3 some more right now.
I mean, for me personally, it's not a knock to Tekken that I play other games. I mean, I play other games because I think it's great that Tekken is so robust that you can go from Tekken to other games and retain a lot of the skills and kick the shit out of Mortal Kombat players. I mean, it's like, that's what's so great about Tekken. I've said it before, but if you're a serious Tekken player, the skills that you learn in Tekken, you can use in so many different fighting games and you'll be good. I mean, I promise you, if you are interested in Mortal Kombat 10 and you're good at Tekken, you'll be good at Mortal Kombat 10. You just have to dedicate some time. Tekken is one of those games that really utilizes a lot of things constantly. Like you have to constantly looking out for throw breaks. You have to constantly be defending in a very, very precise way. It's not like just holding back or down back and blocking 90% of a character's moves until they throw you or do an overhead. So defense in Tekken is super hard. And I just think that it's nice that it's hard, because when you go to another game, it's kind of like, wow, I've been jogging with a weight vest on this whole time. Now I can just kick it here and fuck this guy up easily, So I don't know. I kind of disagree with the statement, and I don't think that if it's translated correctly, I disagree with the statement. I think that Tekken, it almost promotes playing other games because you get so good at these fighting game related skills from playing it, But that's just my personal opinion on it. So I don't know. What else are we talking about here? Is there anything involving Tekken 7's system that I'm forgetting? I feel like there must be.
I feel like there must be too, because even when I was putting together my videos, I was like, I must have forgot something.
Yeah, there's so much to talk about. One thing that I did notice that Bronson mentioned in the chat room was he was asking if it's been confirmed or not whether or not King's second bound move, the one that spikes them to the ground where they hold their back, if that's a bug. And I hadn't thought about it yet, but looking at it, it could totally be a bug. I mean, no other character has anything like that.
But does no other character have anything like that?
I haven't seen any other character do that kind of a stun.
I haven't seen anyone else do a tailspin into a bound.
A tailspin into a bound? I haven't seen anyone do... Yeah, I guess.
That's what it was from. I mean, like, no one else was doing a tailspin into a bound. Is that the state you get after a tailspin into a bound? A single hit bound even? Does it, like, maybe that's just the state that it happens and we just don't know yet. I mean, I didn't see anyone else try it.
As of right now, I have not seen any other character produce that. You're right that maybe they didn't try it, but I don't see why they wouldn't try it once they saw how sick King's was. That shit is fucking obviously good.
I think that a lot of people didn't see it, dude. Like, I mean, you know how it is. Like, imagine a location test where, like, there's so few machines, you know what I mean? And, like, what I heard was people that were playing Tekken Tag 2 waiting for their number to be called. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I heard that it was a 2-hour wait.
Yeah, so, I mean, yeah, there are going to be a few guys who are watching and maybe they're like, oh, I'm going to try that shit out, but then you also know how it is when it's a location test and it's your turn. You're like, fuck it, I just got to win. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. So, I can totally see, like, us not... I mean, we didn't even fucking see Horong's Rage Art.
That's true. We didn't even see Horong's Rage Art. There's a lot that we didn't see, you know. But so at this point, it's possible that every character, the possibilities at this point are every character has that ability to second bound them after a tailspin, or it's a bug, or it only belongs to King, in which case that seems pretty good. Initially, I was thinking that, okay, they took away the wake-up system as we know it in Tekken Tag 2. So because of how that harms King's whole game, maybe this is a King-only thing to make up for that lost Okizeme.
That, dude.
I don't know.
His wake-up game was too good in Tekken Tag 2.
But maybe
He should
was.
be harmed in that department.
Maybe it should, but I'm just saying logically that could be a way that they're balancing that part of his game out, you know? Because I also haven't seen anyone do a hop kick, combo into tailspin, and then an air throw out of the tailspin. I've never seen them do that. They tried to, and it would whiff, even though it looked like it should have hit. So, I mean, if they took that out and they took out the Okizeme after an air throw, maybe this is their idea of, okay, that would make King really shitty. Let's give him this option for a ground throw. You know?
In addition to Marduk and Armor King's moves. Man, come on.
Yeah, King's going to be top tier, and I can't wait. No, I don't know.
And his Power Crush move is safe.
Is that true? What's his Power Crush
His
move?
running shoulder thing.
That's not safe. It's minus
Isn't
10
it
from
safe?
up close. At least right now. You
Whatever,
know?
dude. That move is safe as fuck.
Okay. Safe as fuck. Well, anyway, I mean, there's a lot of cool stuff coming out, and I feel like we don't even know half of the story. There's going to be so much. Yeah, go ahead.
There was a combo that and Lil Majin actually brought this to my attention a while ago.
Mm-hmm.
But I put in one of the videos too. It's Horong, he starts off a combo, he does his tailspin move, and immediately after the tailspin move, he does his Power Crush move. And he's able to combo after that still. So it looked weird because his Power Crush move looks like a move that should have kicked him far away. But instead, it was still close enough where he could continue comboing. So I was wondering if the combo structure...
Oh, he just did it!
Oh, cool. Good timing. So I was wondering if combo structure allows for you to do the tailspin and follow it up with the Power Crush. Like, for example, Law's Power Crush is his forward, forward 3, which should send someone far away. But maybe if I do like down forward 2, 3, 4 to tailspin, I could do forward, forward 3 and still do like 3 plus 4 or something after it.
Yeah, I mean, it's like the airborne properties of the move are going to be different than the grounded properties of the move, right?
Right, and it's because I'm using a Power Crush in a juggle state. Maybe that has different properties.
It totally could. It totally could. At this point, it's starting to look like combos are going to be like, you know, V-ism and shit. You have all these different options for, you know, combos, and there are these different bound moves that you could use, and you could just create your own combo and use whatever types of bound moves or spikes or whatever you want. Right. I don't know. Maybe the diversity of the combos will be something that's kind of cool.
I think it could be.
Yeah, this is all looking potentially good. I'm really excited. Everything to me looks potentially good. I'm very, very excited overall. And I think you share the sentiment, right, Rip?
Yep, very much so.
Okay, well, it's getting on to about that time. I've been sitting here all by myself looking at an arcade stick and Rixta's face. So, I mean, any closing thoughts on T7 that you want to mention?
No, I mean, I just want everyone, you know, to relax, first of all, you know, understand that it was a test version. If you have good criticism, you know, sound criticism, I would formulate that, you know, into a good structure and send it off to Harada and them and let them know this is why you think what you think. You know, go on Tekken Zaibatsu because I think that is a good place where everything can stay in one place for these kind of updates. Like, if you want the Tekken team to know, like, hey, this is what I think, you know, this is my constructive criticism for you. You put it on TZ, they can find it. Whereas you put it on Course Tekken Academy or something, it just goes on page 9,999, like, within one day. You know, like, it's very difficult for anyone to find anything there unless they're, like, using the search feature and looking for it really hard. So, you know, look for whatever TZ threads they have that are talking about Tekken 7 and go put... Or if they don't have one, make one, you know, and just talk about it there.
Yeah, I agree. I think that the most important thing for everyone to do is just be constructive. Whether you really hate what you see or not, Tekken is something you obviously like. I mean, you're fucking butthurt about it, right? Marduk's not in and you're butthurt. So you obviously like it. If it's going to hurt your butt, then it's something that you like, you know? So if you want Tekken to be good... You know, I just realized what I've said, but you get what I mean. I mean, if you're going to get butthurt about something, I'm not going to get butthurt if fucking Pikachu is not in Smash Brothers, right? I could not care any less because I don't give a fuck. But if I did give a fuck, then that means I like Smash Brothers, right? So my point is, you obviously care about Tekken and want it to be good. So instead of being a dickhead and hitting up Harada, making him think that every Tekken fan out there is a moron, be a little bit constructive, you know, and just like have some sound, rational reasoning to your complaint, and maybe you'll end up getting a product that you're very happy with in the end. I feel like that is my bitch calling. Because that's really the thing that's been grinding my gears so much. Every video I look at, if I go in the comments, there are just these morons that are just bitching about shit that's just like, I don't even know what to do. I want to become a Soul Calibur player again if it's going to be like this, you know? So I'm really excited. Tekken 7 looks just like, if it's at 50% like they say it is, it just looks amazing. You know, it looks incredible. I can't wait. There are things that I want. There are things that I'm happy with. But either way, this is the time. Tekken 7 info is going to come out. We're all very excited about it, and I can't wait. Rip, do you have a bitch calling?
I do.
What is that? You're Mr. Ed? Oh, I do. Go ahead. Think about it.
That's what you sound like. It's lagging like crazy. My bitch calling is the bitch who sat next to me on the plane last night. Okay, I'm in the aisle seat, right? And first of all, you know, we're getting ready to take off, whatever, and she's sitting there and she's doing her seatbelt.
She's doing
and
it?
then like she keeps doing it, and then she's trying to do her seatbelt, right? And, and
it's
so,
called buckling.
Like, I'm like,
buckle
right,
your
whatever.
seatbelt.
Fine. So she's trying to buckle her seatbelt, and then like she can't figure that shit out, and so she puts her arm over my armrest, or over the armrest between us, and she tries to do it from underneath there. So now her arm is in my chair, and she's trying to buckle her seatbelt. What the fuck is going on? And then this is going on for like 30 seconds. I'm like, Jesus, I should just help her, you know? Like, but then I'm thinking to myself, you know what? If you're this fucking stupid, you need to figure this out on your own, you know? Like, you must be been babysat your whole life for not to be able to figure out a seatbelt. You're putting it on one side, try the other side. There's only two sides. Anyway, that was only part one. So then, I don't think she did her seatbelt. I think she just put her hand over it when the flight attendant came by, and she's like, "Yeah, I'm good," you know. But then the fucking like our plane's all delayed and shit, so they give us a free movie. So I'm like, all right, fine, I get to watch the movie on the plane. It's gonna be tight. But this bitch has her arm on my armrest where the buttons are, right? So I'm like, all right, whatever, dude. And then like she moves her hand just a little bit where I can see the channel up button. I'm like, all right, fine, I can see one of the buttons. I can get in there. So
it's like playing that game where you're stabbing your fingers with a knife, but you gotta push the button. Boom, 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 boom.
Yeah. I started hitting the button, and I'm like, I don't want to look at her face because I'm so pissed at her. So I'm like hitting the button, like I'm lifting my hand up each time and coming back down on it, just so I can like. Obvious, like, hey, I'm using this fucking armrest because it's for my fucking TV. And so I'm just for 40 channels. I go through 40 channels of this shit. Am I still on the internet?
You are. I'm listening. It's a little choppy.
40 channels of this shit. Going through it. And she left her arm on the whole fucking time. Like, dude, I need that channel. Come on. Get off my and then after I got to my channel, after I get to my channel, I'm watching the movie. I'm about a good 5 minutes in at this point. She puts her arm down that shit again, and she hits the brightness button, so my screen goes fucking black. Like, are you serious? Whatever. That woman.
There's a lesson to be learned here. You do realize that, right? I mean,
that
initially,
I should have punched her in the face and knocked her out and moved her arm away.
I mean, let's just go back. Initially, when you noticed she was struggling with her seatbelt, had you assisted her with the seatbelt, later on, she would owe you to move her hand. You could have just been like, hey, listen, remember when I fucking helped you when you were being a moron? Move your fucking hand. This is my remote. You have no social skills? Come on, man. Why didn't you just ask her to move her hand?
Because I was frustrated that she was so stupid in the first place.
So that you ended up screwing yourself in the ass the whole time. You didn't get to watch Karate Kid starring Jackie Chan.
I watched my movie. I watched my Rise of the Planet of the Apes, or whatever the fuck that movie was called. You know, I got to watch it. It went dark a couple times, you know, but I got to watch it. And, you know, like, I feel like she should not have gotten this far in her life already. But, you know, whatever. She's a bitch, and that's my bitch calling for the week.
Jesus Christ. Okay, your bitch calling's the random lady. You should have got her digits from the sound of it. She sounds like she trolled you so much. You guys are a match made in fucking heaven. Both of you
I don't
trolls.
troll at all.
Yeah, never. Did you see that picture of Violet Chowlon? I wish I gotta put that picture up. I gotta say some shit. Hey, plug your stuff while I find that picture.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Go
guys.
ahead.
You guys can follow me at youtube.com/levelupyourgame. There's a bunch of Tekken 7 content on there right now. You can also follow me at Twitter at REEPAL. I will eventually be streaming again at twitch.tv/levelupyourgame.
Look at this fucking shithead
There's
right here in
also-
this picture. Go ahead. Go ahead.
There's also a website called Level. That's
think-
about all I got. Oh, there's also a Facebook page.
Hey, you should say what your website's called again because it sounded like you just cut off and nobody knows what it's called.
Oh, I'm sure they'll figure it out.
Okay. Well, either way, you are the king of trolls after this picture. This is a great picture. I thought it was photoshopped on your phone and you had just taken it. I can't believe this is real. But yeah, anyway, big thanks for being on the show, Rip. Tekken 7 info all over the place. What am I forgetting? Is there another segment of this show or are we done?
You're supposed to cut it off.